Hello and welcome to episode 81 of the Championship Rounds podcast. We're still going somehow. Um, but yeah, we actually had a good fight this weekend. Fabio Wardley does it again. Somehow. He keeps doing it. What a wonderful man. What a wonderful fight. Um, man, he is probably my favourite fighter in boxing right now. Wow. Just what a fight, man.
I it's really like it can't express how pretty insane it is that he's beating these guys. To be honest, this is a white collar fighter who basically had no amateur career. He had 20 pro fights, and he's beating Olympians and experienced former world champions who had like 40 fights. I know it's heavyweight, so you can get more done at heavyweight because less skill because they're too big to do stuff that lighter weights and power is more prominent, but it's, it's insane. I mean, his self belief is just nuts.
Yeah, his will is a bit ridiculous. Like if he had like 10% less heart, he wouldn't have like an undefeated record.
And like, I mean, he's learning. I mean, he is actually learning.
Learning on the job.
He is learning, and he's actually learning quickly. He's learning a lot than a lot of. He's learning a lot than a lot of like good amateurs, and he's actually taking tougher competition than them as well. Yeah, I don't know how long it's gonna last,
It
but
can't last that long. He's taking a good like selection of punches to do the things he's done. But he looks he's fun. He's fun, and I guess it'll be interesting to it'll be interesting to see um how he fares against opposition. I guess most people would think he'd lose. I assume a good amount of people didn't think he'd beat Parker, let alone like hurt Parker that many times and stop him like that. Um,
well, I mean, realistically, he's just, I guess, beat like the second best heavyweight in the world. After Dubois lost, I mean, he got bumped down, and because Fury's retired, I mean, Parker's like the second best heavyweight in the world.
can we not go with the Usyk #1, Fabio Wardley #2? Can we?
I mean,
I know, but ew.
like, I mean, I mean, you just beat Parker. I mean,
No,
how can you
no, he
not have a
did.
number two unless you want to
But
put
it just
Caballero
sounds
number two?
nasty. I probably would maybe do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have a bone to pick with Joseph Parker personally. I think he thought Fabio Wardley was going to be easy work. That's what I think. I think he saw the Hooney fight, saw like the first Fraser Clark fight, and was like, yeah, like, if these guys can do it to him, I can do it to him. And it's like, you're so easy to hit. And he came in 206. I didn't even see the weight, and I got a post notification of Tucker saying 262 is interesting, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I was like, please don't
Like,
tell me that's him.
as soon as that weigh in came through, I saw how big Parker was. I instantly said, "Yeah, Fabio's stopping him." And I said it last week. If Parker's too heavy, Fabio's going to stop him, and that was it. Like Parker was way too heavy. Thought he would just run through Fabio, and he didn't because Fabio's a wonderful individual. I'm glazing him here. I do not care. He's just unreal.
Yeah,
And
like I would argue to say he has a higher ring IQ than Joseph Parker. I, very very like he like rolls better with punches, and he actually has some form of uh survival instinct. You know, see whenever he gets hurt, he holds.
Yeah, I was just say he is his instincts are pretty good too.
Yeah, like he has to have those though. Like to get to the level he's got to. I said this last week as well. He got essentially picked off the white collar scene, had a couple of pro fights. He sparred Dillian White, and then Dillian White just put him in every single top heavyweights camp under the sun. And when you're that inexperienced, you learn how to survive. And if you don't get to British level or English level. Like he's learned over years because he's been chucked in with people that are way ahead of him. He's learned these little things, how to survive, how to steal a couple of seconds here and there. And like a lot of these top amateurs and people like that just don't have that. He's learned things in tough fights and in tough spars that people just don't learn until they're in with a top heavyweight and it's too late. Like he's the best example you can get of putting somebody in tough actually helping their development because he's not meant to beat it. And like you have people saying Nick Webb was going to beat him, Molina was going to beat him, Gorman. I picked Nathan Gorman to stop him. Like constantly, he's had fights where people were picking against him, and yeah, man, he's got that punch power, he's got that toughness, he's got that heart, he's got an engine, even though it doesn't look like he's got an engine. And go on, Sarge.
I was just gonna say it's just like a mixture of like improving skill with a tablespoon of like Lee Wood, like I don't even know how to describe it.
He's got grit. He's so grit and he's so tough and he's got so much heart.
It's Lee Wood on a whole different spectrum.
It's don't let him get any more skilled. I mean, he has the mentality, he has the physical attributes.
Yeah,
I mean, he punches hard, he's explosive, he is athletic. Like I mean, he's pretty quick. He's got a chin, he's got toughness, he's got like instinctive smarts. No, it's just I mean, even like you see a lot of like top quality class pros, they don't jab to the body. Fabio Wardley jabs to the body.
Body work, man. Like in exchanges, he was like hammering the body as well early on. That took a lot out of Parker. Parker being too big and Fabio going to that body. Like he did it against Honey as well. That was one of the only good things he was doing against Honey, constantly going to the body. And that might have slowed him up a bit as well. But like, man, how did we get here? Fabio Wardley, the number 2 heavyweight on the planet. How have we got it?
2025 boxing.
Yeah, and like because he's so heavy. I mean, like you can't just box for 12. I mean, he didn't even really have the legs to move. He was just boxing whilst plodding, really. And even when he needed to survive, obviously defending yourself is good, and slipping punches is good. But when you're hurt, you either need to run or hold. Like, he never holds, and he can't run because he's 260 pounds and doesn't have legs after going 11 rounds war with Fabio Wardley.
We've got to talk about it. We've got to talk about the stoppage because that's been debated.
I was gonna say I don't think it needs to be discussed. I think it was a perfect stoppage.
Well, I think it was terrible.
Wow. I thought Parker didn't throw punches for 45 seconds straight. So
did I.
I'm a bit wrong.
I'm a bit in the middle. I think Parker was hurt in the 10th, obviously. Then you get into the 11th. He doesn't throw a punch for however long. Wardley sort of unloads on him. I think you could have stopped it earlier than you did, but stopping it at that point was probably a bit wrong because Wardley was like losing his shape a lot.
I wouldn't say it was perfect, but
yeah, it wasn't perfect.
It was kind of like a Charlo Harrison 2 situation where he was probably getting it he was probably getting it like to get like if he let Wardley throw punches for 20 more seconds, he probably would have stopped.
I don't think he would have got it.
I'm saying Wardley
And
probably would have stopped punching. Like he didn't stop punching for like a very long time. He probably you seen when the fight was over, he just collapsed on the floor. So
and you're also both wrong. He did throw punches back. When he got hurt the first time, he went back to the ropes, threw a massive right hand. Just before the combination that stopped it, by the way, none of those punches landed. He attempts a 1-2. I mean, it got like caught in Wardley's arms, but he threw it. Then then Wardley comes back with like 3 or 4 punches. All of them missed. And Howard Foster does Howard Foster things and jumps in. Look, if he is teeing off with like 40 punches, how many of those land? Single digits?
No, way more than single digits. Come on.
No, single digits.
I
it was getting less and less. It was getting less and less by closer to the stoppage.
And
it was getting like
you
less.
heard Barry Jones on commentary. It's like he needs to slow down and pick his punches better. It's like if you're throwing like 50 punches landing, like let's be generous here, 15 of them. It's either he's still got enough in him to defend, or Wardley's doing a terrible job at finishing him.
How many punches do you think Parker attempted to throw compared to those 50 straight?
He attempted to throw 3.
Oh,
I mean, I've watched.
That's a lot.
Doesn't matter. He's defending himself. It's not just about throwing back. It's defending himself. He was defending himself. He was defending himself.
And he needed the ropes to help him stand up. He tries to come off the ropes.
He was doing that thing where he kept wiping his face, thinking. I assume he probably thought he was cut or something, and he just wasn't reacting well.
I mean, he looked like he was reacting well to me, defending himself.
I think you could have let it go on, but I'm not super mad at it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a Charlo. I think it could have gone longer, and it going longer probably would have changed the outcome. Wardley probably wouldn't have stopped him if
I think he
would have allowed to go.
Because I
don't think he would.
He would have stopped. Wardley would have stopped punching after like 15 more seconds of that. He would have just stopped.
Parker came out for the 11th and didn't throw a single punch. Like he was gone. Wardley
he was trying to get his legs back and his head back, but he's an idiot and has no survival instincts, and he can't move because he's
So like
he was defending himself. He was slipping loads of punches, defending himself. He's not just some defenseless prospect or some guy on the ropes just getting teed off. He's not. He was slipping a lot of punches. His head is there enough to slip a lot of punches. It's a high thingy fight, and you got to see how it plays out. And it's just Howard Foster doing Howard Foster things. If this is the other way around, it's not being stopped. Tells you it's a bad stoppage.
I think it is
like just because it's not the worst stoppage you've ever seen doesn't mean it's not a bad stoppage. Like he gave him an excuse to stop it because it's he's not throwing back, but that's not the only thing that means you should stop a fight.
I think he was like a lot of it was sort of like he was hurt in the 10th as well.
Yeah, he was.
And he didn't do anything after that.
Shaking. He was shaking, doing a little dance in the 10th. I posted that.
Anything after that.
That was a
crazy.
Look, someone who the white collar only 25 should not be doing stuff like that. Some counter uppercut, crazy. In the 10th round as well. After that, and he was like down.
He was probably losing it.
I mean, I had him down, but not like wide. I had it 6-4. Parker.
I had it 5-4. I think I got a lot of people disagree with me in the 4th round though.
I do disagree. I don't think the fight was that hard to score, to be honest.
I didn't score it, but I was pretty confident Parker was winning because of all those middle rounds.
I had the 4th swing, and I gave it to Wardley.
Yeah, it's like whenever he was boxing, he was doing fine. Then he was like, "Oh yeah, I've hurt him. Let me go stop him." Like, you're just not gonna do that because one, it's Fabio Wardley. Two, you're not even that big of a puncher. You're just big.
And too big.
He looks so much slower as well. He looks so
Yeah.
much slower.
That's one of his like big things against these super heavyweights is that he's
He's
so
like
much faster.
significantly.
He's so much faster, quicker on his feet. He can throw these like 6, 7 punch combinations, but you can't do that when you're weighing the same as these super heavyweights. When you should be like 15, 20 pounds lighter. It's silly as well because I mean he wasn't even really listening to Andy Lee. Was just like box this guy, and he wasn't doing it.
No, I don't think I will.
I was like, no, I'm gonna fight.
I'm gonna try to bulldoze him.
Well, for a lot of the fight, I'm gonna fight this guy's fight and give him his only real chance, really. And Fabio Wardley, being Fabio Wardley, took the chance, and he's got to be on the cusp of an Usyk fight. Usyk said he wants the winner. I mean, I assume he thought Parker would win, but you know,
Yeah,
boxing doesn't work like that.
I'm gonna circle back here. You know what was crazy? How Parker's never really been hurt with one single massive shot to the point where you think he's going to get stopped. I know Zhang dropped him, but Zhang, like, they were sort of flash knockdowns.
They're like the hardest flash knockdowns ever, but yeah.
Yeah, but like he wasn't like out on his feet or whatever.
Yeah, no, he wasn't shaking his ass.
Yeah. Wardley did that with like one punch in the second round, a fresh Parker, and he. Like, I just can't believe it. Like, he almost stopped him in the second, and I think he does stop him in the second if Parker doesn't spit out the mouthpiece, by the way. I think, like, that power is real.
Oh, definitely.
What a fight, man. That second round, man, that 10th round might be round of the year. Like, Jesus Christ. Fabio Wardley's going to fight Usyk.
Fuck.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna lose, but I guess it's
cool.
Honestly, I don't care. I don't want to hear anything about Usyk battering him. Like he's going to, yeah, but we shouldn't slag off Wardley here.
Like he probably deserves to change. It's like getting bleak to where, like he's already beat the top 3 of like the 2020s heavyweights twice over. So the next couple is Caballero and I guess now him. So those are the 2 people most people want Usyk to fight. So
yeah, and
I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear people slagging off Wardley for this.
Yeah,
he's going to get battered, but I don't want to hear it.
Well, I mean, it's different than anything Usyk's come across, I guess, and we know he's going to give everything to try and win. He's not just going to come in there, and even if he's getting bad for 11 rounds, he'll come out in the 12th round and still try and win.
Boxing still boxing or something.
He's not going to take a knee off a jab.
Yeah, and I mean, and you know, he's such a tough guy, and if he doesn't get stopped, I mean, even the last second, he still has a chance.
There's part of me, I know you hate this, Dan. There's part of me that wants him to be upgraded.
I forgot that this is for.
Yeah, there's part of me that wants him to go down in like history as a world champion.
Would he not be? Would that not eventually happen?
Well,
if he doesn't get injured,
if he fights
Usyk, he's probably not fighting.
If he fights Usyk, he'll lose the belt. But if he doesn't fight Usyk, and Usyk vacates, he'll get upgraded.
At a certain point, I assume he'll be stripped or he'll just vacate. I assume Usyk won't be fighting. Wardley won't be his first choice whenever he decides to come back. So
yeah,
I feel like that's a pretty big possibility. Fabio Wardley a world champion, better than fucking Pulev.
Lord. Yeah, but which one of them? I mean, what one takes precedence? The regular one or the interim one? Which one gets upgraded? Well, I guess none of them get.
He's only WBO interim right now.
No.
WBA interim got vacated.
This is disgusting.
So the way it is right now, Wardley's WBO interim, and the WBO mandatory's next, and then Caballero's WBC, Pulev is WBA regular. And the IBF, there's Dubois Sanchez as the final eliminator, and we'll get onto this, but Derek Chisora is number 2. And we'll get onto
So, alright, so Usyk retires, Wardley gets upgraded.
Wardley
becomes
Pulev Kabai out,
Yeah.
and then you got Dubois against Chisora for a vacant title.
Yeah. Pulev becomes primary. We get a Wardley Pulev unification.
I genuinely think heavyweight boxing will probably be the worst it's been, and I don't even know how many years once Usyk isn't in the picture anymore. This shit is about to be disgusting.
Maybe
No,
that'll
this
be
shit's
better.
fun. This is
It'll make it fun, but it'll be like when you look at it historically, it'll be like, okay, you had I don't want to just say all the great heavyweights from every decade, and we get to like Klitschko. Okay, but Klitschko was great, even though he fought a lot of, But then it'll go Usyk, it'll go Klitschko, Usyk, and it'll just be.
Fabio Wardley. It'll be fucking. I
love
it.
Like one great heavyweight for like every decade, or like a good stretch of time in the 2020s, or like late 2020s, 2030 is gonna get fucking nasty. It's gonna look horrible compared to like other times.
No, it doesn't. Like the Tam will come through, and a couple of other guys. The other Tang's good. There'll be people, but
yeah. For now, this is Wardley's era.
Yeah, I genuinely.
I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come along with this gimmick.
No, man. No, I'm not having it. He is.
You kind of got to root for him.
He's
the guy that you want to root for.
Not. I'm trying to think of like a gimmick I really don't fucking like, and it's stupid. I like this one.
And it's not like he's some terrible
bum
guy who's just beating nobody. Like he's being top quality, just beat the second best heavyweight in the world.
You know what it is? I've been thinking about this. He is one of the only fighters in boxing at a world level who has been massively undersold and massively over-delivered. Usually, every single boxer gets massively oversold from debut. They're going to be this undisputed champion by this many fights and da-da-da-da-da. All of this. With Wardley, there was none of that. It's like, he might lose to Nick Webb. This is a tough fight. He might lose to Nathan Gorman. And every time he over-delivers. And he's taken fights that are deemed tough at that time. Constantly. And I can't remember watching a Fabio Wardley fight and being disappointed after. He is one of the best TV fighters in the sport. He's been massively undersold. And honestly, you see guys like Atalma fighting bin men, blasting them out and around, and you're like, what's the point in that? You see, like, all of this other stuff, and just Wardley comes along and says, yeah, I'm just going to have multiple, like, mental comebacks from behind and fight of the years, and I'm going to break people's skull every fucking 2 fights or whatever. Like, just like, what's going on here? And he's unreal. He's unreal. What a man. He's my favorite heavyweight. He is a wonderful individual. Man.
A legend.
So nasty, though.
This might be just because like I won a load of money on him to stop Parker. But yeah. What a fight. Fabio Wardley against Alexander Usyk at Wembley Stadium next year. Come on. What a sport. What a sport. Anyway, we will move on to one of the worst pay-per-view undercards of all time. Oh, God. Forrest and Barney Smith won every round against whoever he fought.
Danny Quartermain.
Yeah. Christ. Quartermain's tactics seem to be just to run in and hug him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's all he did.
That was disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, doesn't really tell you much about Barney Smith. He's got that typical sort of traveller kid style. or he just sits on the back foot and pings you and doesn't do much else. And against somebody that's so negative, that's just going to be an awful style to watch. Like, it's a terrible fight. Older Dodge against Rolly Lambert. Both need to be sent to the Hague for that. Like, honestly, never, ever, ever on my TV again. Genuinely,
I agree
put them in front of the UN because that was just, or whoever, because that was just awful. Just terrible. Like, the only reason that fight was on was because Udadai, or however you say it, sells tickets, and like, he put it as chief support, man. It was just killed all the energy out of the arena. It was just terrible. Ezra Taylor battered Steve Woodall, who took the fight on late notice. I don't really rate Taylor that highly. I guess he's okay at sort of English level, I guess. Don't think he makes it much higher. Like, I see guys like Lyndon Arthur, and I just think Lyndon Arthur pings his head off. And yeah, Mitchell Smith against Arnie Dawson, that was on the card as well. That was a good fight. Good fight at sort of British level. Smith just doing enough to win that, got a knockdown. Sort of 6-4, 5-5. Smith won that fight. Good fight though. But yeah, not a pay-per-view event at all. I'm sorry.
Definitely not.
Yep. Literally just not a pay-per-view. But anyway, we will move on. A little trip to Kyrgyzstan, I think, next. John Real Casemiro was robbed against Kameda. I personally scored the fight 100-90 to Casemiro.
He's so
but
bad.
Yeah, it was just terrible. It was just, let's be honest, it was just terrible.
He's terrible. He's washed. He basically did the same thing he did against Rigo, except he looked worse.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, Kameda, like, he wasn't doing too much, but I mean, he was landing when he did do stuff, I guess. Yeah, just swing and miss pretty much, and just follow him around the ring because he can't cut the ring off to save his life. Yeah, I don't bother watching the fight. You're not missing much.
Yep, pretty much. And well, in fairness, Casemiro's brothers come out and said that it was part of the plan to lose. Well, I believe it. It's part of the plan.
Oh, that's funny.
Casemiro's going to come again. Jade can't, but he definitely can. Or not.
No.
In a way, still ducking him.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But yeah, also on that card, a fight that didn't happen. Hassan Boydismatov against Rene Dubiano. That was actually going to be a good fight, I thought. And then
I hate him.
I hate him.
Ismatov, who's been a minimum weight for most of his career, has been making sort of light fly in the amateurs for years.
Quotations on
decides to not make weight and then pulls out the fight. Yeah, just go. Like, there's no point. Just retire, Desmondov. Like, it's over. Just go.
It never started.
It never started. That's what it just didn't begin. It never did.
Just go back and just fight in the amateurs. Just go fight in the amateurs. I mean, he'll win stuff in the amateurs. He won't win anything in the pros. Well, he might, but
no, he won't.
He won't.
He won't.
Well, he won't if he doesn't make weight. Like, that was for what was it, number 2 ranking?
Yeah,
no,
he would have got the Ibuki fight because Ibuki's with Kameda as well.
Ibuki would have.
He would have got a Ibuki fight next year.
God.
Yeah. Ibuki against Desmondov, the fight to save boxing.
That fight lasts 90 seconds.
Yeah, but yeah, get God, Desmondov. Just
the fuck out of here, dude.
Just yeah. And then the next day, pretty terrible fight between Lewis Neri and Safaporn Saart. Neri dropped him in the second, and you thought, yeah, Neri's going to stop him here. And then he just sort of coasted and didn't really do much and went through the motions and then headbutts him in the 8th round. Neri gets cut and he wins a unanimous technical decision. Pretty terrible fight.
Yeah. Don't play with
Neri
your food. Look, he was playing with his food. He could have stopped him at any point.
Yep. Yep. And it looks like they're going to do Neri Casemiro next year, by the way.
Lord. I mean, to be honest, I don't think the cut was that terrible to stop it anyway.
It wasn't, but I just think nobody could really be bothered to watch it anymore.
I mean, Neri was probably bored himself. He was like, yeah, just stop it.
Yeah.
Boxing.
Yep. Yeah, boxing. We will move on to the only world title fight this weekend. Pedro Taduran, the IBF minimum weight champion, wins pretty much every round to defend his title in the Philippines against Christian Balanan. Pretty routine defense. Balanan, I don't know how he wasn't stopped because that cut was like horrific, and he had it for like 6 or 7 rounds, maybe more.
Yeah, it was definitely more, and it was like 10 times worse than Neri's cut.
Yeah, which is funny, but like, I mean, Balanan isn't terrible, but he just got outworked, got outpunched, and just couldn't really keep Taduran off him, really. At least that gets Taduran's manager out of the way, and like, hopefully he fights Collazo next. Because that's the only real compelling matchup at 105 now. Obviously, you've got Jerusalem fighting this week, and we'll get onto that, but like, is there really any need for Collazo, Jerusalem to, I guess, run undisputed? But like, I don't think Collazo should wait around for it. But I think he should try and fight Taduran. But we'll see. We'll see if Oscar puts the money up for it.
Hopefully.
I'm not holding up too much hope, though, if I'm being honest. Anyway, I don't think there was any other fight. Oh, yes, there was one other fight I want to talk about this weekend. So, last week, we had Mauricio Lara back in the mix, despite being on a PED ban. He won. This weekend, Francisco Rodriguez Jr. is back. He decided that he was going to fight despite failing drug tests in his last 2 fights. So, you might as well make it 3 out of 3. He fought in Monterrey. His original opponent pulled out of the fight because Chihuas blew the weight. So in stepped Jesus Farrow. Chihuas decides to punch him low multiple times and then stop him in the second round. And it turns out there's a Boxing Scene article. He hasn't even started VADA testing yet.
Oh, right.
Despite the WBC saying that if he doesn't start VADA testing, he's going to get a ban. But we know how the WBC rolls with Canelo fighters and Mexicans, so we are back in the mix. Chihuas. What an unserious sport. It's just, what's the point in drug testing?
I don't think anybody cares anymore about anything. Especially Maurizio. He's never cared. Well, I don't expect him ever to care.
Yep. And it's like, the sport of boxing is brilliant because, yeah, it's just like, who's going to say anything? Like, everyone that would say something has got a skeleton in the closet with, Conor Benn or someone like that, where they just defended him and defended him and defended him. So yeah, great. Just let everyone on it at this point. Who cares? But we will get into the previews now. Weird weekend, or weird week, sorry. We will start on Wednesday, I guess. In Manila. They're celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Thriller in Manila with a Melvin Jerusalem fight against Sia Kuze for the WBC minimum weight title. Should be a pretty standard defense of Jerusalem, you'd think. Kuze ain't brilliant. Yeah, you'd think this should be a pretty run-of-the-mill standard defense for him.
Yep.
Yeah, they're like it's not really compelling. It's just
At all.
Jerusalem's going to do his thing, sitting in southpaw, orthodox, and just pinging him. I got confused that Uday fight, man. Like, yeah, coming off that win over Uday, won every round of that fight pretty much. Won pretty much every round against Luis Castillo. Yeah, he's a good world level fighter, but Kuze is not, so he'll win pretty comfortably, you'd think. And like we just said, hopefully he gets or hopefully Colazo fights one of the two champions next, but who knows? Martial's back on this undercard, the Olympian, fighting for the WBC international title. Carl Martin is fighting Aaron DePayan. Inoue leftovers and Super Tommy Frank leftovers as well, I think. Yeah. Fought Super Tommy Frank in Big Ron's car park back in the day, was that? Or I can't remember. It was one of those sorts of Big Ron shows. Arvin Magramo is back. Jesus Christ. Marlon Tapales is back fighting Fernando Toro. Nico Ali Walsh is on there. Vadim Tukov is fighting Senero Baker. Is all happening. But yeah, that's on the IBA YouTube channel for free on Wednesday. So you might as well give it a watch if you're free, I guess. But yeah, we will move on to Saturday in Manchester. There's a DAZN show that isn't a pay-per-view somehow. Joshua Buatsi is fighting Zach Parker for some sort of WBO belt, I think. Zach Parker, if we're being honest, has looked terrible since he quit against John Ryder. He had the fight against Kadir Gradia, who's a journeyman. Then he looked terrible against Tyron Zoiga, got dropped in that fight. Beat Jack Arnfield, and then stunk it out against Mikel Diallo. I can't see anything other than a dominant Buatsi stoppage win here. Like, Buatsi should be stopping Zach Parker at this point. I know he lost to Smith, and I picked him heavily to beat Smith, but like, he should be stopping Zach Parker. Zach Parker is like, he's just not good, especially at light heavyweight. Buatsi should just have enough strength and size and accuracy and everything to beat Zach Parker pretty comfortably. It shouldn't be a competitive fight.
I mean, he wasn't even that good at super middleweight, really.
Yeah, like, who is it he got that ridiculous robbery against for the British title? Let me just check. Darryl Williams.
Yeah.
That was years ago, man. What undercard was that on? That was on the Nonito Donaire Ryan Burnett undercard.
Yeah, you got it, bro.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Well, yeah,
Yep.
Boazi's going to batter him.
He should. If he doesn't, Buatsi needs to finish.
Like, yeah, he did lose to Callum Smith, but Callum Smith would send Zach Parker to the Shadow Realm.
Callum Smith would do to Zach Parker what the British boxing media said he would do to Beterbiev.
Yeah.
Yeah, But yeah, this is a weird card, man. You've got a load of light heavyweights on there.
Yep.
Brad Ray against Lyndon Arthur for the European title. I have no idea how Brad Ray is a light heavyweight European champion. Like he was a very, very average middleweight who couldn't win an English title.
He was drained.
And then like has a life and death with Shakan Peters for the European title. Gets signed by Queensbury, and here we are. Lyndon Arthur. This is all on Lyndon Arthur. This fight, like, he is so skilled. Lyndon Arthur, like, in terms of technical boxing, his jab is beautiful, but he just can't be bothered 90% of the time. He's so lethargic. He's just really, really frustrating to watch because he's got skills, but like he just doesn't try. Like if he's trained properly and he tries in this fight, I think he's just gonna ping Brad Ray's head off with a jab.
All he needs is a jab. He'll win this fight. He could just do what he did to Anthony Yarde in the first fight.
Yeah, I think Lyndon Arthur should win this fight, but like it's one of them ones. If he just can't be bothered, then he's gonna lose it.
Yeah,
Like
if he gets drawn into a fight, he's probably going to lose if he just outboxes him like he should do. Win basically every round.
yeah, because that was the frustrating thing about the third yard fight. Jesus Christ, we really had an Anthony Yarde Lyndon Arthur trilogy, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Like earlier on that fight, Lyndon Arthur was practically winning every round on a jab, and it's only because like he slowed down a lot because he didn't really train properly that Yarde won that fight. But like the more skilled fighter in between those two is definitely Lyndon Arthur. Like not even close.
Yeah, so at least in a Yard fight, you have Yard hits hard and he's explosive and shit.
Yeah.
There's not Brad Ray doesn't have those physical abilities,
Yeah.
so yeah, he shouldn't have to worry about stuff. Just throw a jab, you win the fight. No one can defend the jab. Well, at least Brad Ray can't.
Yeah. I think Brad Ray's a betting favourite here. Lyndon Arthur on points is 11-4. I might bet that. But also on this card, I'm so happy. I am beyond happy that Daniel Lapan pulled out injured. I do not want to see him in a boxing ring ever again. Because he's terrible to watch. So his original opponent Troy Jones is fighting Liam Cameron. Again, sort of a good sort of fight at English stroke British level. I don't know how much Cameron's got left after those Whitaker fights and the Arthur fight, and I don't know. Troy Jones isn't anything brilliant, but he's fresher. He's a lot fresher. He's tough as well. Went the distance with Ezra Taylor. I think probably Jones on points, but a Cameron upset wouldn't shock me here.
Yeah, Troy Jones is better than Whitaker.
Yes, just
we'll find out.
Just because here.
Like he doesn't quit, fake an injury. He's done better. We'll just ignore the second fight.
Yeah. Didn't happen.
That was
that shouldn't have been
needed.
Anyway. Shouldn't have been needed anyway.
True.
Dodgy stoppage. But yeah, what else is on this card? A load of
Nothing. It's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, Billy Denny's Jesus. I guess Leighton Birch was a decent little prospect. He's fighting on there. Yeah, there's not a lot. So we will move on to God, where do I start with him? Where do I start with the man who was going to knock out Jai Opetaia and run the cruiserweight division, and then move up to heavyweight and knock everyone out. And according to Chris Lloyd, he had everyone and their mother shaking in their bed at night, having nightmares because Jordan Thompson was going to come and knock him out because he was blasting out a few journeymen before he got dropped and nearly stopped by Vassal Dugar. He's fighting Lenny Apero, who is just terrible. Just think of every Cuban stereotype for a heavyweight and then make it 10 times worse. And that is what you get with Lenny Apero. And he is fighting a nearly 2.5 year inactive Jordan Thompson. It's just a terrible fight as a headliner.
Well,
I think Thompson will win it, to be honest.
I don't even know if he will. Like, he's terrible, but maybe Pero's just going to Cuban his way to a win.
It's just... Oh, like, God.
Who's going to be the worst of the two? That's not. It's not who's going to be better. It's just who's going to be the worst.
Like, you look at both of these and you think, would either of them beat Arsenal Batmagmadov? The answer is no. So, like, why are they headlining shows?
Batmagmadov would beat both of them at the same time.
Yeah. Actually, that's what we need. Jordan Thompson against Dave Allen as a zone headliner. That's what we need.
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, that would be pay-per-view.
It literally would.
Yeah. Pat Brown is fighting Felix Valera on this undercard. Sorry, if I can get my words out. That's an okay step up. I think that's a good step up actually for Pat Brown. Not that I particularly think he's going to be brilliant, but it's a good step up. At least they're moving him properly. Valera, obviously, like sort of washed up a bit, but like he's still got some level of ability. But yeah, that's a okay fight on the undercard, I guess, from a developmental point of view. You've got Joelvis Gomez on there against Ingram. Joelvis Gomez, Jesus Christ, lost to Marquis Taylor years ago. I remember I did so much money on that fight. I bet that was like one of the legs of an accumulator that let me down on the NSV or undercard. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Oh, but yeah, it's really not a good show. Really, really not a good show. It's just there's nothing making you want to watch it, really. Yeah, not great. I'll quickly mention this. On Thursday, there's an Eye of the Tiger show. Couple of interesting fights. Arthur B. Arsenal is fighting Sergei Lipinets, which is a good fight. And the Wilkins Matthew is fighting Shaquille Finn, which is a good fight as well. Both for regional titles. Mehmet Unar is fighting Rouse Vilkans as well. Rouse Vilkans is the guy who nearly beat Anthony Yard last year. Was that boxing for large periods? It's like a decent Eye of the Tiger show. You get loads of like.
Aren't you missing something?
Oh.
Am I missing something?
Oh.
I've got it on box right now. There's nothing.
You
got Eric Israelian, who's like
it's a joke, Toggers.
It's a jokey joke, man.
I'm saying you're missing the woman's fight.
What?
You're missing the woman's fight.
What? I don't understand. I don't understand. Eric Israelian, by the way.
Woman's fight. What is that?
Watch him. Watch Eric Israelian. Because my God, he can punch. He's so good. He's one of my hipster prospects of the year. So watch him. We will move on to the news because boxing isn't depressing us enough this week. Does anyone want to see White against Fazora 3?
Oh man, let's go.
White on pay-per-view?
No.
Well, you're going to be seeing it on pay-per-view.
Well, I'll be seeing it on a nice stream
Nice.
I will not be paying
Legal
that.
Stream. Very legal.
Yes, a legal stream that is not the zone.
That should be illegal.
Oh, God's sake!
Probably
Like,
get some water.
is this seriously where British boxing is? That we're weaning out Dillian White and Derek Chisora to have a trilogy?
After he just got chinned
Yes.
in like 97.
Yeah, it's just money grab. They're like, oh yeah, these two, they're very known. Stick them on pay-per-view, get them some money, and it will sell, which is annoying. Well, not as much as it should because it's on the zone, but I guess it will kind of sell. The Brits will lap it up.
Yeah.
Del Boy out for one last. Well, his last fight was meant to be a retirement fight, but yeah.
He's a lot. He is going to be fighting in 2030, and he's going to be calling every fight his retirement fight. He's got like 5 or 6 left more in him.
Yeah, and his retirement fight is going to be him getting carried out on a stretcher.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. What else is there? Floyd Schofield's out of his fight against Jojo Diaz, which did confuse me because Floyd Schofield's apparently got a minor wrist strain. But I thought Jojo Diaz liked minors, so I don't know why that's off.
Oh.
Good. It's a terrible fight. Don't reschedule it.
Yeah. Jojo Diaz needs to be banned from boxing. Get him out of the sport.
Put him behind bars for being a massive paedophile.
Oh.
Yeah. Eric Brazilian's out of the Stephen Butler fight for like the 5th time.
Just give up.
No, just give up. Just give up. Yeah, Smith Matias, that's being announced. On November 10th, they're doing an announcement press conference for that, apparently. Yafai is fighting Sandoval in early 2026, according to the WBC. Kabayel is fighting on January 10th against the notorious TBA, the busiest man in boxing. Although Tony Yoka's signed a contract for that fight, so who knows what's going to happen. And one last bit of news, a bit of positive news, or depends how you want to look at it, really. Nonito Donaire is going to get upgraded to world champion in 2025 for beating shot to pieces flyweight who lost every round to Sonny Edwards. And he is going to fight Seiya Tatsumi on December 17th.
I didn't even think about that. He is going to just be upgraded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he not already upgraded?
No.
No. So what's going to happen is, so this is just the WBA doing WBA things.
Damn it, Tatsumi. God.
So Takuma Inoue's champion, yeah. He beat Sho Ishida, who's his mandatory. But Antonio Vargas beat Rodriguez in an eliminator. Really good fight, by the way. And then they make Inoue against Tatsumi. Vargas is like, well, I'm mandatory apparently, even though he's just defending against the mandatory. So he gets an interim title against Guerrero. Yeah. The WBA, because they're the WBA, don't make Tatsumi fight him. So he goes and fights Daigo Higa, draws, gets a cut eye. Tatsumi can't fight Vargas, who's the interim champion. So Higa fights Vargas, and they strip Tatsumi, make him champion in recess, and then Vargas is upgraded to champion. Vargas and Higa draw. Tatsumi's back saying Tatsumi's back in the mix saying he wants his shot at the title. In the meantime, at the WBA KO to Drugs convention in Argentina, Donaire beats a shot to pieces blown up flyweight for an interim belt by a technical decision. Then Tatsumi says he wants to come back because he's in recess. He's not in recess anymore. tries to fight Vargas. Vargas vacates the belt. So now Daenerys going to get upgraded and be champion against Tatsumi, who's in recess. Thank you to the World Boxing Association. They're great, aren't they? Great bunch of lads.
They're all
Lads.
jackasses.
Great bunch of lads.
How old is Daenerys?
44, I think.
I think he's 42.
Well, he's gonna beat his own bantamweight record
He will be his own
Yeah.
boundary record, yeah.
a good amount of years.
That's why I tweeted it last week, or whenever it was.
Then
Who's the oldest bantamweight champion?
Pacquiao should have been getting his breaking his own record too.
Yeah, and Pulev's going to be breaking Foreman's record soon.
Oh,
We're all breaking records. But yeah, on the undercard as well, there's a couple of really good fights. And Odesquaga's fighting in Mora on the undercard. There are a couple of good fights. So yeah, it's exciting times with the WBA. It's exciting times. But anyway, I think we're done here. I think boxing's depressed us enough. The only shining light this week is Fabio Wardley, because he is a wonderful individual. Yeah, thank you for listening.
See you in episode 82.